And we're living in a day and age where we're redefining what is right and what is wrong. We're living in a day and age where no one sins anymore. That's what I mean. We have to have a revival of sin. How will you ever stop sinning if you don't realize you're sinning? And that's how the enemy keeps us in our sin. Because if we don't call it sin and identify it correctly, then we'll water it down to be less than it is and never really deal with it in our own lives, because we're labeling it by another name that's not near as detrimental. There is a vast difference between something that is a sin and something that is a mistake. And I'm afraid we're calling sin mistakes. Lying, cheating, stealing, fornicating, adultery, effeminate, homosexuality, all of those works of the flesh, those are sinful acts. They're not mistakes. Running around half naked, trying to lure someone sexually, that's not a mistake. You did that on purpose. That's a sin. The Bible talks about that. Wearing clothes to purposely reveal your body so that you can attract someone that you're not supposed to have, that's not a mistake. That is sinful. And you know why this kind of preaching sounds so weird today? Is because we haven't been doing it. Listen to me, we will always come up with the wrong definition when we define the Word of God by a person's experience rather than a person's experience by the Word of God. Abraham Lincoln was once asked, he once asked a group of people, he said, if you call a sheep's tail a leg, how many legs would he have? They promptly answered 5. Lincoln responded, wrong. Calling a tail a leg doesn't make it one. Just because somebody is redefining what is right doesn't mean that their definition is correct. Just because some politicians are getting together and saying it's okay for a man to marry a man and a woman to marry a woman doesn't mean that God has changed His definition. I'll even get a little close to where you're living. Just because the majority of society says it's okay to shack up and live with one another without marrying one another doesn't mean that God has changed His definition. Just because some people are saying it's okay to have sex outside of marriage, just because I want to have fun or explore, that doesn't mean God has changed His definitions. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.